I'm back again, MD Ahmed, the founder of fuelforsuccess.com and the author of Hidden Secrets of the Topper's Mind. And in today's session, I'm going to talk to you about how, by adopting a very empowering belief, you can fast track the process of achievement. And this particular session will also help you gain confidence, and the intention is to point you towards the direction of unparalleled success or achievement, if you may want to use that word. So you see, we have different beliefs about who we are and what success or achievement is, and we have different beliefs about ourselves and the people around us, the situations around us, about our capacity, about our ability, and based on all our beliefs, we tend to have goals. We set our goals. The only limitation that you have is inside your mind. That's again a belief. So once you start working on your inhibitions and limitations, once you start working on them, it's like clearing the pathway, the road that leads you towards your destination. So that cleaning is important, that laying of that road, if there isn't one, is critical for your travel or the journey that you would like to embark upon to achieve what you desire the most. So how do we do this? That is what I'm going to talk to you about. And by the way, the ideas that I'm sharing with you, I usually share these ideas in my coaching sessions. All right, so you may want to pay close attention here for your own benefit. And I hope that you like the ideas that I'm sharing with you. And you may want to experiment with these ideas. And if they work for you, it's well and good. And if they don't, you can always discard them. But do give it a shot, do give it a try and see how it works for you, because the idea that I'm about to share with you did change my life. For people who know me, you know my story, where I come from, and people who do not know me, just to give you an idea. You see, I wasn't born with a silver spoon. I was born with a rice bowl. All right, so that means I wasn't born into a life of luxury and opportunities. My beginnings were quite humble, if you may want to, understand this word humble. When I say humble, I'm talking about the usual life that most of us get, where you belong to a family that says, okay, you do your education, you finish your education, and then you're going to get a job. And once you get a job, your life is settled, and then get married, have kids, and let the cycle continue. So that is what I mean by humble. Coming out of ghetto-like environment, atmosphere, and to where I am today, this particular belief that I adopted, it's also called a presupposition, where you presuppose that it is true. This idea that I'm about to share with you is true. On that premise, you conduct your life and move ahead. And it did work for me. It has helped a lot of people around the world. And the day I learned this, it gave me a whole new direction. It gives you that critical direction. You see, sometimes what happens is, listen to this very carefully now. You need not bring in a drastic change in your life in order to see a great transformation. It can begin with a very small deviation, okay, from where you are, maybe a 10 degree deviation. When you're traveling, if there is a 10 degree or a 30 degree shift, that shift will make you end up in a whole new destination. You reach a whole new destination. So that critical shift, it usually doesn't happen. Though it is a small shift, it doesn't happen. So what belief am I talking about? And once you adopt this belief, there's a lot of momentum that needs to be created. You need to get into this continuous and massive action plan, and you've got to be consistent with your action. Because you see, you may start something, but then if you're on and off, it's not going to help. You need to build momentum. Because if you do not do that, it's like taking 2 steps ahead and coming back 1 step. So it slows down the process, and not taking action at all, if you just sit, you stagnate. You get into the mode of entropy, if you know what physics teaches us. So building that momentum is very critical. So how do we build the momentum that would propel us, skyrocket us towards a remarkable life, or the life that we desire the most? How do we do that? What is the belief that I'm talking about? What is the idea that I'm talking about? The belief is that I adopted years ago, and that helped me bring about a drastic shift in my life. I used to live in a rented house, a small house. Today I live in a very different setup. I live in my own luxury townhouse, and there was a time when I used to struggle to buy a local bus ticket. And today I travel. I've got several cars, one of which is I got a brand new BMW. So you see, I don't share this to impress you. No, not at all. It is just to inspire you and tell you that, yes, be it your materialistic goals, or be it your health goals, and be it your relationship goals, whatever you intend to manifest in your life, it is possible. And it's just not about materialistic goals. Now, talking about health, I just finished my workout. Okay, I work out 6 days a week. The gym was closed, and then I stopped going to the gym. So I have a setup at home. I have a gym at home. I recently got a few equipments and all that. So how is this possible? How do we move ahead and stay committed and build that momentum? You got to start up with this very critical, crucial belief. Now, this is important. Listen very closely. You may want to write this down somewhere and put it deep inside your subconscious mind. So here it comes. Now, you see, firstly, let me talk about the opposite of this belief. You see, during our childhood, we're all beautiful. We have this tremendous amount of confidence. We move and talk with confidence and all that, till the time somebody in our house or outside attack us with their words. Oh, you're too, what do you say? You're too bubbly. You mustn't laugh, so loud and all that. In the process of teaching us something good, they do more damage. And then the next step is they compare us with somebody else. Look at that person. He studies so well. Look at the ability of that person to solve this particular math problem, and you can't do it and all that. So deep inside, we start believing that you are capable of doing certain things, and somebody else is capable of doing those things, and you cannot do what others are doing. And most of us, we believe that we can only do average and mediocre things. All that greatness and all that, or leading a remarkable life and accomplishing something very big and all that, it's not your cup of tea. And we get this idea of fate and destiny inside our heads. And our society, most of the people in the society, that teach us that things are not under our control. It's all pre-written, and your destiny is already set. And we work on that premise. And we believe that our abilities are limited. So here comes the belief. Now, this is the idea that can change your life. The idea is, if one person can do it, okay, one person can do it. For example, if one person can do public speaking, if one person can crack math, if one person can achieve the success that you only fantasize about, you only think about, but somewhere you feel you can't do it. Now, the belief is, if one person can do it, I can learn to do it. If one person can do it, I can learn to do it. Now, you see, it may sound very simple, but this is a life-changing belief if you adopt it. If one person can do it, you look at the person and you go, okay, this person can do it. That means to say, I can also do it, because we all share the same human power. We all share the same human power. You might not be able to do it now, but you can learn to do it. You can learn to do it. See, let me illustrate this by giving you an example. there was a time when I wanted to be an actor. Even now, it's my passion, and I have my plan. And one of my plans, one of my goals, is to have a production company and also be an actor. So, a couple of years ago, I participated in a Star Hunt reality show. So what happened there was I happened to go there, and there were, I think, about 2,000 people, out of which only 50 were being selected. And when I went there, I learned that I did not meet the eligibility criteria because of the height. The male artists, the minimum eligibility criteria was 5 feet 8 inches, and I'm 5'6". So I was 2 inches short. Nonetheless, that did not deter me from participating. So I went ahead with the auditions. Okay, I gave my auditions, and I got out, and I was eager to know if I actually made it. So the next day, when the results were announced, I went to the spot where this gentleman was standing on some kind of stage and announcing the first, the 15 names who actually made it. And I was waiting eagerly. I knew it. I wouldn't be there, first name, 5th, 10th name. It's not going to be there. So I thought, okay, somewhere, I was just waiting. My heart rate increasing, and my mouth went dry because I really wanted to crack that particular show. And I wanted a break in this Bollywood city called Mumbai in India. Okay, for people who are not from India here. So you see, what happened was I was waiting there. All the 50 names were called out, and I wasn't selected. So I got super disappointed, and I went back, and I was working those days for a company, so I did not go to work. And I went on this window shopping spree. So those days shopping was a little difficult. It was hard on my pocket. So the only thing that I could afford was window shopping. It was more of a visual appeal to me. So I was window shopping at this particular place, and in the evening my phone rang, and I received the phone. And on the other side, the person said that he's calling me from this particular entertainment channel. And I did not believe him. I said, it was hard for me to believe. Now, why will a channel call me up? Right? And this person went on to tell me that I was selected. Though my name was not in the top 50, I was the 51st person. They made an exception because of my acting skills. I still could not believe it. I thought that it must be a prank call, and somebody's just trying to pull my leg. But then somewhere deep inside, my heart started to race, and I felt this might be true. And that person convinced me that it is. I felt elated. There was a sense of euphoria inside me. And the next day I was there, the 51st person who got selected because of his acting skills and my delivery and all that. So I was there, and I was told that the next round is 50 people, and each person will, each person has to go through 4 rounds. The first round is acting. I said, I'm going to kill this round. I'm going to make it through this round for sure. And then came the surprise or a shock treatment. Now, the next round was the dancing round. The dance round. Now, the moment I heard the word dance, I said, no, this is not going to happen. Because you see, right from my childhood, when I tried to dance, I heard things like, you're so, you're not at all flexible. Your body is so rigid. You cannot dance. You're not a dancer. So this thought was reinforced inside my head. All right. And I never danced. And this was buried deep inside my subconscious mind that I'm not a good dancer. And the moment I heard that the next round is dance, I gave up. My subconscious mind gave up on the dream. I said to myself, oh, second round is dance, I'm not going to make it anyways. So I did not even participate in the practice, the dance practice. They had hired a choreographer teaching people, all the 50 people, a few steps that they might want to perform and all that. The training was on, but I never even went through the training because deep inside I had this belief that I can't dance. Pappu can't dance ala. So that's a famous song, Hindi song. So I gave up, and the first round, when this event happened, I participated in the first round, and I was rejected in the first round. I got rejected. So you see, the first round was acting, and I did not do well. Now, the point that I'm driving home is, you see, once there is a limiting belief inside you, where you lose before you even participate inside your head, what happens is, the moment you lose inside your head, your strengths will also, your strength or your positives will transform into negatives. For example, my strength was acting, and I did not act properly. Though it was my strength, I did not give my best. It happens with a lot of students. It happens with business people. So somewhere deep inside, I had lost hope. So I got rejected and I was out. Now, after a couple of years, what happened was, I happened to read this ad, a dance school, and the punchline said, it read, "Have feet, will dance." It's like, if you have feet, you will dance. So the moment I read "have feet," I looked down. I said, yeah, I do have feet. So will dance. So I said, okay, I never danced in my life, so let me just go and see. And that is the time when I had learned this belief that if one person can do it, anybody can learn to do it. I did not know this belief when I had given my audition. So when I joined the dance classes, guess what? I started to dance, not like a proper dancer, but yes, my steps definitely improved. That is when it hit me, that if that day, maybe if I would have really practiced for hours together, maybe I would have gotten selected. I missed out on an opportunity. It happens with a lot of people. Nobody were there to tell me that if one person can do it, anybody can learn to do it. Yes, I might not dance like Michael Jackson or Prabhu Deva. I might not do that immediately. But maybe if I put in 15, 20 years, who knows? I might dance like Michael Jackson or Prabhu Deva, because if one person can do it, anybody can do it. Believing this is very critical for your own achievement. Whether you do it or not, it is up to you. If you really want to give so much of time, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, right? It is possible for you. Believing that is very important. And that's exactly what one of my students did. He was failing, 6th standard math exam he failed, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th standard pre-board exams he failed. All right. And he got jittery, nervous. He didn't know what to do. And then when he came to me, the one thing that he learned was, if one person can do it, he wanted to crack his 10th standard board exams, and later wanted to crack one of the toughest exams in the world. It's called Indian Institute of Technology Joint Entrance Exam. It's one of the toughest in the world, not just India. So he came to me, he said, okay, if one person can do it, if somebody out there can do it, there were a lot of people who were cracking IIT. When I say lot, about 10, 15,000 people, I think, got into these IIT colleges across India. So he said, if those people can do it, I can learn to do it. The key word here is learn. You can learn to do it. Learning is very important. A lot of people miss out on that point. When you say, if somebody can do it, I can do it, that's overconfidence. The key word here is learn. You got to learn. And that's exactly what happened. I learned how to dance. And then when I started moving my body a little, there was some flexibility. And yes, I got some positive feedback at home. So you see, the idea is very simple. This student of mine, when he said, okay, if one person can do it, I can learn to do it. He came to me, he learned how to crack tough exams, and he learned how to study more in less time, and different skills that I teach, accelerated learning skills. And this student who was failing in exams cracked his IIT JEE. And his All India ranking was below 600. About 15 lakh people, that's 1.5 million people, appear for this exam. And his ranking was below 600. Think about it. And another exam he appeared for was BITS Pilani. Now, about, I think, 600 people appear for this exam, and he scored less than 100, all India ranking. And I'm talking about a student who was failing in exams. I'm not talking about somebody who was really good right from the beginning. No, not at all. Now, you see, these things are possible. This is my own student who pulled it off. So I encourage you to play with this idea that I shared with you. If one person can do it, I can learn to do it. And have the humility to learn. Now, you see, there are 4 things you need to do in order to, be a good learner. Number 1 is you need to have the humility. You need to be ready to learn. And number 2 is you need to invest your time, money, and energy to learn. It's as simple as that. If you hold on to your time and say, no, I don't have time, no problem. You can continue with your Netflixes and Amazon Primes and Disney Hotstars. If you don't invest your time, nothing's going to happen. And then you need to invest your money. Money is, it's a medium of exchange. It's quite funny to me when I see people investing thousands of rupees buying a phone that in fact takes away so much of time and energy instead of investing in books and in their education. So you got to invest your money, and then you got to invest your energy. You need to study with energy and enthusiasm and excitement. You cannot approach the learning process with distress, with a lot of stress inside you, not wanting to do it. It's not going to work then. So when you do these 4 things, you become unstoppable. You will see, will you change overnight? Of course not. If you want to build your body like John Abraham, the Bollywood actor, and you can't do it overnight, isn't it? It's going to take time. You need to understand that. That is why you need to invest your time. So once you do that, you become unstoppable. Keep that in your mind. So I hope this episode helped you. If you're listening on podcast, visit my website fuel4success.com and register yourself to access a lot of my blogs and videos and all that, and make sure to stay in touch. And if you need assistance and support, and if you want to learn from me, do get in touch. I would love to help you out and train you professionally, be it accelerated learning or be it handling your relationships, your emotional life. So I wish you all the very best. Do well, and know that if one person can do it, anybody can learn to do it. Or if somebody can do it out there, I can learn to do it. So with this belief, you can alter the course of your life and you can achieve great things. You were born to achieve great things. All the best. Do well, take charge, and be in touch. I'll see you.